Hi, I'm Troy Smith. We are here at Foxleaf Bookstore at 24 West Broad Street in Cookeville, where we have a writer's workshop twice a month that I have been privileged to help steer for a couple of years. The bookstore here has been very helpful to us, and they've volunteered this space for us to do some interviews with local authors. And today we have Alice Tidwell. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Tell us about your book.
This is my latest book. It's called The Alley Cat Carnival Catastrophe. And it is one of the Alley Cat Catastrophe series books. I actually created, I think this is the fourth one.
Show some of the interior. It's great
Okay.
artwork.
Here, I'll show you a few good pictures here. Sorry. The alley cats end up at the carnival looking for food, and they end up wreaking havoc and having fun. They end up doing games of chance. They go on rides. The rides get harder and scarier, and they even end up on a pirate ship. They're chased down by the ringmaster who wants to take them to the pound, and in the end they end up flying away on a hot air balloon.
So this isn't the only one.
Yeah.
You have how many?
I have four now. The original one that I came up with was called The Alley Cat Christmas Catastrophe, and it was based upon a true story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was 18, and it was my first Christmas on my own. I got a tree, I set it up, and I just didn't know that you had to put water in the tree. And so a couple weeks went by, and I was out Christmas shopping, and I got my two kitties some catnip. And I'd never had catnip before and didn't know what it did to kitties. And so I wrapped it, put it under the tree, went Christmas shopping, came home, and the place was a mess. There was 8 cats in the house. They were having a party. They had batted all of the balls off the tree. The tree was like Charlie Brown. It was stripped of needles. And there was balls everywhere, all the way down the hall, and they were the glass ones. So there was like 3 dozen broken ones everywhere you went. The presents, the other presents under the tree were all shred, and then there was catnip everywhere. And these cats had been like having a party while I was, out shopping. And as I imagined what went on in the house when I was gone, it inspired the Alley Cat Christmas Catastrophe. So in that first book, they're out looking for food. They get into a house and they eat all the food up. And then they discover a puppy, and they're scared of him. They run upstairs to get away from him. They mess up the bathroom, flood the living room. They get into the parents' bedroom and make a mess. They go to the kids' bedroom, make a mess. Then they come down and they start in on the living room. They knock the tree over. They get into all the presents. They start batting balls around, just like in the real life. And the people come home and they all scram, and the puppy is left to pretty much hold the bag. But
as happens with cats.
yeah, but puppy continues on with them. There's about 10 cats. They all have different personalities. There's a fat cat. There's a sporty cat. There's one that's called Spike. We've got Miss Pris and Miss Lulu. They're just little divas. And then we have Stinky Cat and his brother that are the clumsy cat. And so each page, they pretty much, their personalities come out during each of the stories. But after the Christmas one, then I came up with the Alley Cat Carnival one.
Mm-hmm.
And after the Carnival one, as they're leaving the carnival on the hot air balloon, which is right here, they will start on the cross-country catastrophe. And they'll be using the balloon. They'll crash land into Area 51.
Oh.
Then they pick up a crop duster from there, and then a train, and then they'll be on a paddle wheeler on the Mississippi. And they'll get to Florida, and they'll be trying to get to New York to see cats with a K. With a K. And they go to see this Chinaman cat who says, "You must follow the gray dog." And they're like, the gray dog? And he's like, yes, you must find the gray dog. And the gray dog is actually the greyhound to get them to New York.
So what was tell me about the point at which you decided to turn like this Christmas tree catastrophe into a story that you wrote down?
Well, it was actually about a year ago. That took over 30 years for me to finally actually put it all in writing, because Christmas would come around and I'd relate to my friends, the Christmas party that my cats had when I was 18. And, the more and more I thought about it, one day I just thought, I really need to get that written up. And as I thought about what happened when I was gone, it just kind of took off on its own. And I imagined all these other things that could have happened had the cats, had a little bit more personalities and more humanistic traits. And so the theme of each of my books is wreaking havoc and having fun. They're out just wanting to have fun and looking for food. And in the course of having fun, they're always, making a mess of things.
What's your favorite part of the writing process?
I guess part of it is just getting it done. I've got these books on Create Space, and it was going back and forth and reformatting, and that was kind of frustrating. But when it was finally done, it was like, aha, these are the first that I got in print, and I just got them in print just a couple weeks ago. I had brought in about a week or so ago, got the proofs, and now I've got I am finally in print. It's exciting.
Feeling a satisfaction.
I am. I can actually show people, and like my husband, who's like, oh, what are you working on now? I can go, I have something to show for all that time away from you on the computer. I have a poor dog who's like, I'll be working on the computer and he'll come up, like, please pet me, and so, yeah, us writers, we do tend to spend a lot of time on the computer.
Well, on a related tack, what is your least favorite? What's something that maybe has surprised you that you didn't like about the process?
Sometimes just the long hours, you're just worn out. You have so much that you've got to do, and you just don't have the time to do it. You really don't have the time. I mean, I guess the next part is promotions on Kindle and getting the word out there. There's just so much work to do to promote your book. You can, all these different places that you can promote it on Facebook or on Twitter, or just getting out to the bookstores. I haven't done that yet. The books are coming in now, and I'm going to start running around town and Crossville and Sparta, and see if I can get places to carry my books. The Foxleaf bookstore here in Cookville is carrying my book.
So being a writer is sometimes more work than people think.
Oh.
Would you agree?
It's a full-time job. It is a full-time job, and luckily I'm retired now, so this is quite a few years of putting together different books and stuff, but just not putting them in print. So now that I'm retired, I'm finally getting around to doing that part of the process.
What else do you have with you there?
This
a
is a
prop there.
Oh, this is my I created some grow charts, and
What a good idea.
Yeah, and what I did is I took, and this is a different one, and last night I put these together. I took one of the pictures from the book, and I asked my illustrator if he could stretch it out, and so, sorry it took so long. Here's the book of the slide. And then this is the stretched out version. And so on this version, I actually have applied the 1, 2, 3 for feet, and the ruler. So I'm thinking about putting these on Etsy or selling them locally, but I could either sell them as a kit or as a finished product. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm just trying to, like I say, I was just building it last night.
So then your books are available here at Foxleaf, and I would imagine also online.
Yeah, Create Space, which is an Amazon product, and also on Kindle for Amazon.
Well, what do you see yourself doing next? Do you have some things planned out? How far ahead do you have?
Well, I have a lot of stories that just need the illustrations. So I finance the illustrations, over a 3 or 4 month period. Right now, the Alley Cat cross country catastrophe, I've already paid for that, and he is getting me those pictures right now, the black and whites. And my illustrator's really good. He used to work for Vargas Studios, and he was a professional animator.
Oh, wow.
So he actually worked on, the Mr. Bean series and other cartoons. And I give him an idea, and we're so good right now that I rarely change anything anymore. I might have 1 or 2 little minor things that say, oh, you got to remember to put this in there. I did a Toy Story book for the Alley Cats also, where they actually come through the roof one night to get out of the rain, and they're having fun in the toy store until they discover that they're stuck and they can't get out. And so I told him, at the end, they're going to float away. I said, but you got to put that pirate ship, but hide it somewhere. So you don't realize that that's what they're going to be using when they get out of there. But later when you go back in the book and you go, oh, there's that ship right there on that page right there, and I didn't even notice it.
Great. If you listen closely, you'll hear dog noises in the background. That is Foxleaf, the namesake of the store, who I think is upset that we're talking about cats. But I'm glad we had the chance to. I'm glad that you came by, Alice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So get out there and get those books. Thank you.